So throughout history, the church has always been a large part, if not the sole focus of a community. Christianity is built on communities of people coming together and joining their lives around their church. Just look at our Moravian ancestors to see the church and its community living as one. The church was your insurance policy, the town's authority, the school where friends and family were, the happening place to be on a Saturday afternoon. Hey. But today, entities and infrastructure do much of that. So what is left for the church to do? This talk is not going to be about how we should go back to those times, because unless Dr. Who is among us, time can only go forward. But many churches still don't know what to do today. Well, you can care for your community, like our Care Bear here. So it may not guarantee more members or more money, but it can lead us to a more authentic, Christ-focused church. And only good can come from that. But what is a community? What does that word even mean? Well, it's often defined as a group of people living together in the same area or sharing fellowship through common goals. But that's not to say that they can't ever overlap. Communities are made up of relationships, and relationships take hard work. Just ask my husband. So we're all called together to care for our communities, and that means we're called to action, not just feeling. We're called to feed God's sheep, not just feel bad for them. And it's difficult for communities to focus on the community, for caring for the community that they have, not just the community they want. Today, I'm going to talk about caring for our community within and around the church. But they can overlap. There are many different definitions of community, and no reason why we can't care for our communities by any of these definitions. It's all downhill from here, folks. I'm not giving a very complicated talk. Once we decide to focus on caring for our communities, then all that's left is to do it. Churches are good at coming up with ideas. So how can we care for the community around the church? Find out who they are. The BCM has many resources to help churches find out who is around them. But it doesn't even have to get that difficult. Just go out and meet them. Share yourselves. Those who seclude themselves from the community can't help them. Now, once you know who's in your neighborhood, it's not hard to figure out what they need and how to use the talents of your church to care for them. If you close your doors tomorrow, would your community notice? If not, change it. For example, some friends of mine are starting Tricklebee, a pay-what-you-can cafe in an area that has little access to healthy, local, and affordable food. Grace Community Church in Texas offers ESL classes for a community where over 30% don't speak English in the home. Even my own church offers Zumba classes because the need for easy access to exercise is real, you guys. When we care for our neighbors, love can spread and grow around us, and that's really the solution to many of our problems. Now, though we are called to serve, we are also God's sheep who need to be fed and cared for. So how can churches care for their community of members? Once again, focus on who you have and plan accordingly. It's tough when we're asked to stop reaching out to what we can't grasp and shine a light inward to what we have. Not every church is a mega church. Not every church can have elaborate programs. But every church has good and faithful members who need specific care. For example, have workshops targeted to what your congregation needs to know. Can someone please teach millennials how to do their taxes? There are definitely not easy ways to learn about these things now. Also, if you have an older church, have a van service that comes and picks them up. Get creative. If your older church wants to minister to kids, partner with a younger church in your area to watch their kids. Encourage spiritual growth by letting your church community serve with the skills they have. So what's the point? What will all this get us? When we leave aside the quest for numbers and a certain demographic to focus on caring for the community we have, we become a more authentic church that is truly answering God's call to feed sheep. To put a Moravian spin on it, you know that love is an essential, and God said love your neighbors, and love can be defined as actively seeking the good of another. There's that active doing, caring part again. So as Moravians, caring for our communities is a necessary part of Christianity. It's not hard. We just need to focus on caring for the communities within and around us, because when we do that, We grow as Christians, planting seeds of love like flowers in God's world.